got your latest fad diet, making sure you include greens, just not for you. They want you to do it for the environment because they're labeling it climatarians, choosing to eat foods that reduce their climate footprint. That means ditching red meat, chocolate, and even coffee. Oh. Believe it or not. Let's bring in Pete Hegseth, co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. All right, let's just look at this here. Call for number 2. This is sodium in meat versus Impossible Burger. You got all that. Look at this, all the sodium. And then call for number 3 here. All these ingredients, right, that you can look at here. But they think that this is better for the environment. What do you think?
Of course not. What am I, a climavore? I don't know the right word for it. A climavore or a reducitarian, you said? I don't know. All I know, first of all, this goes back for people wanting to play God. Climate's happened for thousands and thousands of years. It rains, farmers plant crops, things grow. We harvest those crops, or animals eat those crops, and then we eat the crops or we eat the animals. See, I don't know what's in the plant-based stuff, and it's trying to imitate the real stuff. Right. But I know what's in my burger. Cow is in my burger. And I know what's in my bacon. Pig is in my bacon. And that's the way the world has rotated for thousands of years. A carbon signaling, what are they going to put it on the packaging? Like, if you eat this, you've emitted this much, and who benefits from that?
No doubt they are.
How does that improve any part of the situation? There's no doubt they will. Stick to the basics. Eat the stuff that grows. Eat the stuff that moves, and everything's going to be fine.
That's so good. Remember when Bloomberg was mayor here, and he did the calorie counts at Yankee Stadium? Oh. And you go to a baseball game, you order a hot dog. You're like, what's going on here? I think at first, Pete, you notice it, and the first time you notice it, and the second time you ignore it. That may be the case here as well. Now, you got a great new special coming up on Fox Nation. I want to get to that. Roll this now. This is the Miseducation special that Pete is doing. Here's a preview.
Do you think we should abolish the Department of Education?
Yeah, I don't think the federal government should be involved to the extent it is.
I think it would be a wonderful thing for the United States if the Department of Education were abolished.
I'd like to see the Department of Education abolished because it's pointless. It shouldn't have ever existed.
What are they going to learn from watching season 2 of Miseducation?
You know, season 2, the first season was about the 100-year progressive takeover of our classrooms. They removed God. That's the first thing they had to do, and they moved toward indoctrination. Season 2 is about the hyperdrive of the focus on our youngest of kids. A lot of it is about the sexualization, but also the reduction of standards. We went from the teaching phonics, hooked on phonics worked for me, to the whole word method, and now kids can't learn. These are so-called experts who did a lot of perverted things, who did a lot of devious things, who then created basically a timeline of data that leads now to kids picking their gender pronouns, transitioning at school, all the things you see. This series answers how we got here. Wow, and then equips parents and grandparents with what you can do to fight back.
Did you find out during this special whether or not the pendulum is swinging back the other way, or are we not there yet?
It's a great point. Institutionally inside education, the educational industrial complex, the pendulum's not swinging back yet. The unions are on hyperdrive. The teachers' colleges are on hyperdrive. They're pushing the initiative through social emotional learning. But the parents on the pendulum side are waking up. I call it the awake versus the woke. So the first step to recovery, guys, is understanding the depth of your problem. So I think parents are in that part of the pendulum are figuring it out, but the institution against them is stacked. And that's why you got to save your kids first through educational choice and options, and then we look at reforms.
We'll check it out.
Pete, enjoy your burger today.
Oh, I will. I'll have 2 of them for you, Dana.
All right, good. Thank you.
Cheeseburgers.
All right, take care.
Good weekend.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.